Hello, and welcome to another episode of Self, God, and Money. I am your host, Benir Pierre, and I am so excited to have you here with me today. If you are new to the channel, welcome. Please subscribe, tell a friend, and turn on your post notifications so that you are notified every time we go live. Today, we are having a conversation that really is a continuation of what we've been talking about for much of this month: manifestation and debunking some of the myths that you may have heard. Last week, we talked about some things that probably pissed off some of these manifestation gurus and really got into some of the myths behind manifestation and why law of attraction often gets it wrong. So today I want to talk about why manifestation gets it right and some things that we may be doing to block the manifestation we desire. Hey there, Callie. Hey, Mary. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you are watching, be sure to say hi and let us know where you are watching from. Have you tried to manifest anything in your life? Are you currently manifesting something in your life? If so, please drop in the comments. Let us know so that we can join energy with you to help you manifest that. So, I'm not going to be on long before you. And if you've been following me for any length of time, you've probably heard some of these things because they ring true. I say all the time that manifestation is simple, but it's not always easy. The steps to manifestation are simply having crystal clear intention, knowing what you want. Second step is having unwavering faith, faith that is come what may, no matter what, you know that what you seek is seeking you. And finally, manifestation is taking aligned action. So let's get into it and talk about the top 5 reasons you might not be manifesting that thing that you desire. One thing that is important to note is that we are always manifesting. So, whether we're manifesting the things that we do want to show up or we're manifesting the things that we don't want to show up, we're always manifesting. Manifestation truly is simply the fruit of your thoughts, your beliefs, your actions. So, why is it that sometimes when we set the intention for what we want, it doesn't happen as quickly as we want? Why is it that sometimes when we focus on the things we don't want, it seems like those are the things that happen at lightning speed? Well, the first reason that you may not be manifesting what you desire is that you don't believe you can. Now, I know that it's easy to say, of course, I believe that I can manifest this thing. Of course, I believe that I can manifest abundance. I can manifest $1 million. I can manifest the business of my dreams. I can manifest the partner of my dreams. But I really encourage you to check in with yourself and ask, do you really believe that you can have what you're asking for? As I just said, unwavering faith is such a necessary component in manifestation, but it's the part that a lot of us get wrong. And I certainly can speak for myself. I know that when it comes to abundance and money, that's easy for me to manifest. The attachment isn't there for me. I'm sure that you have something in your life that you can manifest with ease because you may not be as attached to it. But in my life, I found that while the money and the clients and the business success were really easy to manifest, manifesting love was not quite as simple and straightforward for me. The truth is that I didn't really believe that I could have the love that I wanted. Now, I knew that I deserved it. I knew that I give it. And so certainly I am worthy of it. But I believed that I was looking for something that wasn't really possible. I often found myself saying things like, if only there was someone out there like me, or if only I could find someone who believes in love the way that I believe in love, or someone who loves the way that I love. But I didn't really believe that it was as available. And the truth of the matter, if we're really being real, is that I also thought that there was something in me that repelled that type of love. And so it was easier to attract relationships that didn't fully see me because I didn't think those would run away as quickly, which is so funny saying it out loud because obviously they did not last. Because when you are accepting something that is below your true standards, it's not going to last. Eventually, you're going to wake up and realize, I deserve more than this. That may be true for you in jobs that you've accepted, maybe even in clients that you've accepted, that you accept the bare minimum because maybe that's something that feels that it's attainable, or something that doesn't feel like it's going to leave as quickly as it comes. But eventually you wake up and realize, I deserve more than this. And so it's really important that you fully believe whatever that thing is that you're wanting to manifest. I recognized for me that in order to get to the belief that I could have what I really desired, which in this case was love, I had to become that thing that I desired. And so, my first tip for you would be, if you are finding yourself desiring to attract something that you don't really believe you can have, would be to work on becoming the reflection of that thing. And so, some ways that I attracted the beautiful fiance that I now have, the very first thing that I did was get real about my healing. I had been through some trauma, and there were some things that I needed to make peace with because I didn't believe that I was lovable. And what I know is that when you believe a thing, you attract examples of the very thing that you believe. So, because I didn't believe that I was lovable, because experiences in my life had given me this belief that somehow there was something that I had to do to be worthy of the real love that I wanted, not, what I accepted. I overperformed. I attracted people who I didn't really expect to show up. And so they didn't. I attracted people who didn't make me priority because I didn't make myself priority. And so to attract what I really wanted, I had to heal. I had to make myself priority in my life. I had to learn what it really is to love myself unconditionally in the same way that I desired. So, my first tip for you is, if you're finding that you don't really believe that thing that you're asking for, work on becoming that thing. The second tip that I will give for that one is, if it's something, because I know that there's this thing where everyone's like, well, just claim your $1 million, speak and become rich. If you're struggling to believe for the $1 million, or if you're struggling to believe for the six-figure months, then it might be easier to find something that you do believe. So if you know beyond a shadow of a doubt that if you take the aligned action, you can attract $5,000 months. Start there and work up the examples of times that you have manifested what you desire, so that that belief can change and you're able to back up that belief with proof. I highly encourage all of my clients to have a manifestation journal of proof of the times that your manifestation has come true, so that you can change that unbelief to unwavering belief. The second reason that you're probably not manifesting the things that you desire is because you don't feel good about them. Now, I know that feelings are not always facts, but it's really important to understand that you don't attract the thing that you think about. You attract what you feel, you attract what you are. And so it's really important that when you're focusing on bringing something into your life, that you feel really great about that thing, that you know beyond a shadow of a doubt that it is happening for you. Um, it's important to recognize that we don't necessarily get what we think about. We get what we focus and devote our attention and our energy to. And so, even if you believe that you can have something, so in this case, love, if you believe that you can have love, you believe that it's possible, you see your friends falling in love, and so you know that it is possible for you. If you're focusing your attention on what you don't want, or you're focusing your attention on the feelings that you want to avoid, perfect example of this is so often I have conversations with clients who are wanting to attract love. And so I ask them, well, tell me what you want in your ideal partner. Or they want to attract clients. Well, tell me what you want in your ideal client. And the very first thing they tell me is what they don't want. They go into all of the things that make them not feel good. And so I don't want someone who mistreats me. I don't want someone who doesn't respect me. I don't want someone who doesn't value what I bring to the table. But what happens is that's what we're focusing on. And so, because all of your feelings and all of your energy are focused on the thing that you don't want, that's what's happening quickly for you because the universe does not understand the negative or the positive version. It simply sees what are you focusing on? Where is all of your energy going? And I'm going to tell you, it's not always as simple as simply changing that around. I don't believe that affirmations are effective if you don't really believe them. And so, if you find yourself saying something that's negative, simply changing that into a positive statement is not always going to help you attract it because, again, it's about how you feel. And so, I encourage you, if you find yourself often stating limiting beliefs or stating things that are not aligned with what you truly desire, I want you to really sit down and look at the truth of what you know. So, one perfect example of this, I have a client recently who felt that she has to work hard for everything. And she felt that it was impossible for her to really get the help that she wanted in a consistent way. And so we talked through that belief, and I asked her to tell me what she knows about getting help. And one thing that she was able to state is that she knows that if she asks for help, she opens herself up to the possibility of receiving it versus not asking for it. And certainly, no one's going to help if they don't even know that you need help. And so many of us have been in that exact predicament as the strong women. And we assume that people should know what we need. We assume that people should want to offer because that's what we do, or that's what we would do in that situation. But the truth is, that's not always the case. And so sometimes getting what you desire means advocating for what you desire. And so I encourage you, if you find yourself stating limiting beliefs, whether it is about your business, whether it's about love, your relationships, or yourself, sit down and really get clear on what you know beyond what you believe, beyond what that inner critic whispers in your ear. What do you know? And what is that truth that you can hold on to? So maybe you don't believe that you can be a millionaire. And maybe you don't even believe that you can have the $5,000 months you desire. But is it possible that you can connect with the knowing that everything that you need is available to you when you need it? Is it possible to connect with the knowing that as you make yourself open for abundance, abundance flows to you? Whatever that one statement is, and the wonderful thing is it only takes one, but whatever that one statement is that you can hold on to and know that thing beyond a shadow of a doubt, you can use that to combat those limiting beliefs that tend to creep up when you don't see the thing that you want. Because what I know is that faith is not about what you see. If faith was about what you can see, it would be called eyesight. But faith is the substance of things that are simply hoped for, and it's the evidence of things not seen. Faith makes what you desire become real. And so it's important that not only do you have unwavering faith, but you feel good about that thing that you are calling into you. The next reason that you're probably not attracting what you desire as quickly as you desire it is you're working too hard for it. Now, you might think that that is the opposite of what I just said because aligned action is definitely necessary. But there's a difference between aligned action and busyness. And often, when we're moving from a place of scarcity, we're moving from a place of not truly believing in the thing that we desire. Sometimes we get into this habit of overworking or feeling like we have to put our hands in the pot. I always say that, often what we're asking for is not us doing it anyway. I have a powerful spirit team of God and my ancestors and my angels who help make everything that I'm asking for, help it flow into my reality. And so I really believe that the aligned action that we're called to do is just so that we get out of the way so they can do what they need to do. And so make sure that the action you're taking truly is not only aligned with the intention that you have set. So if you are saying that you are only available for love that honors you, for love that truly sees you, for love that respects you, we talked about abuse and how when purpose is not known, abuse is inevitable. Abuse simply meaning misuse of a thing other than how it's intended. And so, if you are setting the intention that you are no longer available for situations and relationships that abuse you, it's important that the actions that you take are aligned with that. And so that might look like for some, asking more questions. That might look like for others, listening to your intuition and trusting your gut as soon as you see red flags. And so it's really important that the actions that you are taking are in alignment with what you are asking to receive. If you're saying that you are only available for jobs that honor you, stop accepting jobs that are beneath your pay grade, that are beneath your skill level. Perfect example of this. And, I believe that our tests always become our testimony. But when I left Portland in 2013, I knew that I was leaving to really pursue my purpose as a coach. And when I left, I said that I was leaving my 15-year career in financial planning to pursue my purpose. I was crystal clear. I had unwavering faith. I knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that this was my calling. And so I decided that when I left, I would only apply for positions that were in an industry that was similar to what I wanted to do. I said that I would apply in wellness industries and I would apply for things that allowed me to really build up my skills. Well, that was all fine and dandy for probably the first month, but then I didn't get a job in any of those industries. And so, of course, that faith started to shake a little bit. And I wondered, is this really what I was called to do? And so, even though I knew I was supposed to be coaching, and at that time I had several coaching clients, I got scared about the path to the purpose. And so I started applying where I was comfortable. I applied that year to over 450 jobs and I did not receive one. Talk about a blow to my ego. And I know that it's because I was not taking aligned action. What I said with my mouth was, I know that I need to be in a role that allows me the flexibility and allows me the opportunity to really pursue what I know I'm called to. And for any of you who are familiar with the financial planning industry, and I actually worked in compliance, so I was very aware of the rules around securities and OBAs and all of the red tape that you have to cross in order to have outside business affiliations and really do something like what I wanted to do, which could have been seen as a conflict of interest. And so it felt like the door was being closed. But what I understand is that the universe was simply trying to remind me of the path that I said I wanted. Well, as you see now, I am working full time in my business. And thankfully, the last employer that I had was in a role that allowed me the flexibility, allowed me the opportunity to really take the time to grow my business. But because I was applying to jobs that were not aligned with that, the door was closed. Every single direction I looked, the door was closed. And so it's really important that you are taking action that truly is in alignment. Now, sometimes, I believe that I was protected because if I found myself in that role, I already know I would have gotten comfortable. The money would have been talking right. And I probably would not be the coach B that you know today because I would have been comfortable in what I knew. But sometimes we actually do have those doors open up. And so imagine how many times you have set an intention and taken action that was not aligned with that. And the door actually did open. And so you were able to pursue that thing and years later still feel unfulfilled because you are not really doing the thing that is in alignment with what you really want. And so I encourage you that if you are going through a situation similar to what I did, where you're taking action and you know in your heart of hearts that it's not in alignment with what you really want, don't think that a closed door or a delay is a denial. Realign, recalibrate with where you're going, and I guarantee that what you seek is seeking you. What you are seeking and what you are desiring is also desiring you. But make sure that you are in alignment with what you desire. Which leads me to our next reason that you probably are not manifesting what you desire. You're not trusting your intuition. Intuition is the gateway to manifestation. So if intention is the destination, intuition is how you get there. Going back to that story of not having a job for over a year and having no clue, I actually am so thankful for that time because it truly helped build my faith. It truly helped me build the foundation in my business. And it allowed me to see that I am able to create and manifest simply with my intention. But had I listened to my intuition much sooner, then I would have had a job much sooner. I probably would be full time in coaching much sooner. And so when we listen to our intuition, it allows us to bypass some of those consequences that are blaring red flags. It allows us to bypass some of the situations that are absolutely not meant for us. And it allows us to, again, get into alignment with the things that we truly desire. Your intuition is always speaking and it will never lead you wrong. But often there's so much noise and there's so much outside influence that we can't hear our intuition clearly. And so, if you are desiring to manifest more quickly, tap into your intuition. And I have a number of tools for helping you do so. And so, over these next few weeks, I will be sharing exactly how to do that. But your intuition is your superpower. It's vital that you listen to that still small voice that is within you. And the more that you listen to it, it'll get a little bit louder. It's also important to be clear on what is intuition and what is fear. Because sometimes we think we're listening to our intuition, but really we are being led by fear. And like I said last week, fear is not something that we should demonize. Fear is not a negative emotion, but it isn't always capable of leading us in the direction. And since the thing that you are intending is based in love and not in fear, then it's really important to make sure that you are aligning that intention with the love that you are seeking and not the fear that you are avoiding. So earlier I talked about not running from the things that we don't want, right? And really focusing on what we want and not what we don't want. So by focusing on what we desire and not avoiding what we don't desire, it just makes it that much smoother of a process because the truth is there is one path. So if you feel like you're off of your path, or there's something that you're doing that's wrong, or you're not aligned, there's one path. You will always find your way back to your path. But sometimes it takes a little bit longer. So listen to your intuition and you will cut a lot of time off of that process. And so, my final tip, and this is how we started, and it really has to be how we end because it is a full circle moment, is that your intention is not clear. What I know is that when you really mean a thing, and I say really mean a thing, um, many of you have had those turning moments in your life when you have decided that enough is enough. And in order to really change my life, I have to change me. In order to create a new reality, I have to create new actions. I want you to think about all of the times that you decided that you wanted something different before that moment, and how it didn't actually work out because your actions were not aligned, your beliefs were not aligned, your thoughts were not aligned. And so when your intention is clear, everything else follows, everything else flows into place. It's vital that you set crystal clear intention. And I know I keep saying it, intention, but I promise you, everything starts with intention. But it can't be intention alone, because intention does not negate impact. So if you have great intentions, but your actions don't follow those intentions, it means nothing. So make sure that you are setting a crystal clear intention for what you want. Know that you can have it. And if you don't know that you can have it, then maybe set an intention for something that you do know you can have. And then finally, take the action today. So I encourage you, if you are watching this, to commit to just one thing that you can do today. I know that in your list of goals, if you're a high achiever, like many of the women that I support, your list of goals is probably taller than you are. And so I encourage you to choose one thing that you know beyond a shadow of a doubt you can create. I want you to choose something that you know beyond a shadow of a doubt, and come what may, even if it doesn't look like it, that it's already happening. And then I want you to choose one action that you can take today to make that thing happen. And next week, when we check in, I want you to tell me the results of your manifestation. Know this, that there is nothing outside of you that you are desiring to create that you don't already have within you. And so manifestation is not about making something happen. In fact, manifestation is really about getting into position to change our perspective and realize that what we desire is already here. It's already available. You don't have to wait 10 years and pray for another 15 that it will happen for you. It is already here. It's already available. Believe it, know it, and then take action towards it, and you will receive it. I'm so excited to share this conversation with you today, and I thank you for joining me. If you have been blessed by this conversation, I ask that you just share this with a friend. And if you're not already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and make sure you turn on your post notifications. And we will be back on Wednesday at 3:30 Pacific, 6:30 Eastern, with some more tips to help you heal your relationship with self, God, and money. Bye now.